Munguia Smith. What a fight. I think Liam Smith's technique, very solid technique, is what kept him in the fight. I think he's underestimated as far as his technique goes. And even Robert Alcazar, the trainer of Munguia, said he regards it as a lack of talent when a fighter uses the high guard. And I see also a lot of fans have that same belief, you know. Most of these type of fighters, even like a Brandon Rios, Smith is definitely more of a boxer than Rios is. But what they do on the inside, defensively and offensively, the way they can kind of string that together, it's pretty impressive. I think Liam Smith in this fight, he just absorbed too much early for him to have enough pop to make his technique shine in the later rounds, which he did, man. He didn't only keep himself in the fight, actually. All throughout the fight, he was able to land very good punches on Munguia, but Munguia is just like such a big, young junior middleweight. He really isn't a junior middleweight. I mean, he makes the weight. He is a junior middleweight, but Roy Jones Jr. was talking about he's a cruiserweight in the ring. Liam Smith, I was so impressed with him, man. Always kind of liked Liam Smith. As far as like the Smith brothers, I think he's the most accomplished, I believe. And I don't know, I think the way he probably won the title, maybe the type of opposition he has faced, the way he looked against Canelo, you know, kind of flew under the radar. Also Stephen Smith, I think he's also very talented, but maybe there's a little bit of a lack of mental fortitude. I don't want to call him out on anything here, but I see something in Liam Smith that is pretty special from that regard. He's a very tough guy. His style also reflects that, you know what I mean? But I felt like he didn't have to necessarily take all these body shots, you know? That I will admit, these fighters with high guard and that are a little bit front foot heavy, you know what I mean? They don't do as much boxing as they should. Liam Smith is the perfect example for a guy that actually usually comes forward with that high guard, that has also like aspects of boxing to him, you know what I mean? But probably doesn't come as natural to most these high guard aggressors, you know what I mean? I like the style very much, you know. He was countering all the way through Munguia with that straight right hand, but he didn't have enough pop to kind of make it count, you know what I mean? Munguia did a very good job, man. I mean, the aggression for a tall fighter, very good to the body, you know. And he also just like throw out your arms and everything, you know. Doesn't really matter. Maybe some people don't like the lack of precision, but he can allow himself to do that, you know what I mean? Most of the time he's in the ring against dudes that are way smaller than him. It was ridiculous against Saddam Ali, who's really a welterweight, you know, won the title of Koto. I believe this is the first defense against Liam Smith, who's accomplished at 154 and gave him a very good fight, a very good test for the young fighter. This guy Munguia is pretty special, you know, especially at 154. He can be hit. But is Liam Smith the best puncher? He's a very ordinary puncher, I'd say, you know. Nothing special about the punching power, but his technique, his ability to land clean punches and also kind of string them together, his very educated jab against most junior middleweights, I think Liam Smith, he's a danger to them, you know what I mean? Especially like the way he's able to absorb punishment and still stay in the fight. Mentally, he was never out of the fight, man. In comparison to the Gassiev-Usyk fight. Gassiev after the second round was frustrated, shaking his head, going back to his corner, tapping gloves and all that stuff, you know what I mean? He wasn't in the fight mentally. He was checked out maybe before the start of the fight, man. But Liam Smith, man, he was in there to win it, you know what I mean? And Munguia just happens to be a monster. But I was cringing in the early rounds, man. When Smith was taking those body shots, I thought to myself, he had 3 very good rounds that he might have won the earlier rounds, you know. His technique was really making an imprint, and actually, even physically, he wasn't as outmatched in the early rounds, you know. But then he started like letting Munguia break him up to the body, man, and it wasn't a good thing. And he wasn't throwing enough back, you know, he was getting hurt to the body. I mean, it's easy for my coach to kind of criticize him for not like pushing back, you know, but the guy was getting hurt to the body and he was actually doing a very good job. Maybe he has just such a great poker face, other dudes would be like flopping all over the canvas, you know, Oscar De La Hoya style. It's more of a case probably that has a very good poker face and was kind of weathering the storm. Man, I was so impressed with Smith, man. And yeah, Munguia is a threat, man, against those other dudes, man, Jamel Charlo, Jarrett Hurd. Just think of Jarrett Hurd versus Munguia. That would be a great fight, man. That would be a slugfest. Very similar styles, actually, you know. I think, actually, I prefer Hurd as far as, like, boxing ability goes. Check out Jarrett Hurd. Check out his win against Frankie Galaza, man. He's a dude that's on the move, man, punching off the move. You know what I mean? In combinations, smashing up the dude Galaza, man. And he made a little change in his style, it seems like, before the Molina fight. When he fought that guy Molina, the first name just escapes me right now, man. I think these are like 3 brothers or something. Anyway, for that dude, I was like surprised to see Jarrett Hurd be so aggressive, so front foot heavy. Also, not necessarily reckless, but check out that Molina fight against Jarrett Hurd and then check out fucking Munguia versus Saddam Ali. It's the same thing pretty much, like as far as size mismatch goes, man. And Jarrett Hurd, man, when he stepped up, his size had a lot to do with the way his opponents tired in the later rounds. But credit to Munguia, man, the way he was able to keep the pace. I mean, he had like so many spurts of aggression in this fight. When you give credit to Liam Smith for surviving that shit, you have to give credit to Munguia for being able to produce over and over and over again. 2nd win, 3rd win, 4th win. This dude is in shape, young. I'd like to see that Hurd Munguia fight. I don't know. Maybe that's wishful thinking, right? That won't happen. Jarrett Hurd is Al Heyman, I believe. Munguia's, who's he with? Top rank? So that doesn't look good, man. But yeah, I don't know if there's any good junior middleweights on that side that can challenge, you know, that guy Munguia. We will see a bunch of title defenses against nobodies, hopefully not, you know. This fight at least is very good. But then again, you never know, right? A young fighter, they're probably still gonna build him, although he's champion. But this fight didn't seem like a building or anything, right? Taking on a tough guy like Liam Smith. Alright, I think I've talked enough, man. Very good fight, man. Really a war. That was a really good fight, man. Had me kinda emotionally invested, you know? I got excited for that shit. Good fight. I'm out.